What's up, guys? My name's Droven. I'm back today with some more Minecraft and Reddit stories. Today I'm actually playing on a new server that me and my friends just started up a couple days ago. So here we have a note from my friend Takeoff. He left me some sand because I'm building an underwater base. That will be in the next episode, however. In this one, I'm really just running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I do genuinely feel like I am getting a little bit better at Minecraft at this point. My friends aren't really clowning me, surprisingly. A lot of that is thanks to you guys in the comments, because early on in this channel, I did make a lot of dumb mistakes. But yeah, thanks for all the tips down in the comments, guys. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, here's the first Reddit story. This one's from r/relationships. My boyfriend keeps pretending not to know me in public. What? That is crazy work. Okay. My boyfriend Evan, 26 male, and I, 25 female, have been dating for 9 months. Everything's great privately. He's affectionate, funny, thoughtful, all the stuff that makes your brain release happy chemicals. But there is one thing that he does that genuinely confuses me. Whenever we go out in public, especially in busy places, he acts like he doesn't know me at first. I don't know, that's like mad weird. Like, what? Okay. Example, we went to Target last month. As soon as we walked through the doors, he said, "All right, see you later," and started wandering off like a stranger. I thought he was joking, so I followed him and said, "What are you doing?" He replied, "I'm just browsing. Why are you talking to me?" But said it with a smirk. Then he acted totally normal 2 minutes later, grabbed my hand, and asked if we should pick up dinner supplies. I shrugged it off, but it kept happening. At a bookshop, he said, "Can I help you find something, ma'am?" Like he was staff. At Walmart, he told me, dead serious, "Ma'am, you're in my personal space." At Publix, he whispered, "Don't blow my cover," like we were in a spy movie. This dude might have like multiple personality disorder or something. Like he might actually have something clinically wrong with him. He never does it around friends or family, only strangers. Last week, I finally asked him why. He said, "It's just funny when we suddenly switch roles. It makes life feel like improv." I told him it sometimes makes me feel invisible or like he's embarrassed to be seen with me. He got quiet, then said, "I didn't think about it like that. I just like the bit." We agreed he'd tone it down. He did, for 1 week. Last night, we went to Barnes & Noble, not even 2 steps inside, and he loudly says, "Excuse me, ma'am, please don't follow customers into the store." A couple nearby gave me a weird look. I walked back to the car and waited there for 20 minutes. He came out confused and apologetic, but also said, "I overreacted because it's literally just a joke." I told him it doesn't feel like a joke to me. He said I was making it a big deal. I genuinely like him, but this weird pretend stranger thing makes me feel like I'm dating a guy living inside a sitcom. Is this breakup worthy, or am I just not understanding his humor? You know, I honestly see both sides of this one. I feel like it's a funny joke. Like, this is something I would definitely do to my partner, like, but only if they were okay with it. Like, if I was married to someone and they didn't like that, they told me they didn't like it, like, I'd be like, okay, like, I'll tone it down. This dude's, like, just straight up embarrassing his girlfriend. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is a tricky one. Let me know what you guys think. Next one's from r/true off my chest. I found a letter in my attic addressed to me from a stranger. 2 weeks ago, I was cleaning out my attic because I'm finally selling my grandmother's house. She passed last year, and the attic has decades of boxes. Old tax documents, yellowed magazines, even a box of VHS tapes with no labels. In the very back corner, behind a trunk full of blankets, I found a little wooden box I had never seen before. Inside was a folded letter. On the envelope was my full name, my full legal name, written neatly in cursive. The postmark was from 1998, and I was born in 1997. My grandmother never mentioned anything like this. I opened the letter. It was from a man named Daniel. He wrote that he had met my grandmother when she was in her early 20s. He said that they had a difficult parting, and she asked him never to contact her again. He honored that, but years later, he heard she'd had a child, my mom, and then a grandchild, me. He wrote, I don't know if I'm your grandfather. I don't know if I'm anything to you. But if someday you find this, I want you to know I always hoped your life would be gentle. That's insane. He included a small pressed flower, no return address. My mom insists she had no idea who he was. She swears my grandmother never mentioned anyone named Daniel. I don't know why, but this letter feels like it changed something in me. Like I learned there was a secret chapter in my family history, and I'll never actually get to read it. I don't know why I'm posting this. I just needed to tell somebody. I don't have much to say about this one, but I mean, it's weird. You never really know. Is your mom your mom's probably your mom, but is your dad your dad? Would your mom do your dad like that? You never know. Next one is from r/no sleep. I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably going to be a scary one. The man in the hallway keeps getting closer. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's a horror story. I sure hope so. I don't know how to prove this to anyone, so I'm just going to write it down. Night 1. I woke up at 3:17 a.m. because my hallway light was on. I live alone. I always turn every light off before bed because my electric bill already hates me. But the hallway light was on, and there was a shadow just at the corner where the hall turns toward the bedroom. See, okay, if this were me, that'd be the end of the story, where the hall turns toward the bedroom. Drovenmc woke up the next day and moved out. Burned the place down. Like, what? That should be the end. There should only be night 1. Okay. I thought it was a trick of sleep and light. I blinked and it was gone. I turned the light off and went back to bed. Night 2. Same thing. 3:12 a.m. Hallway light on. This time I didn't see a shadow, but I felt that weird static in the air, like when a TV used to be on in the 90s. I shrugged it off. 2 coincidences. Whatever. This is natural selection at this point. Like, you die first in the scary movie. Night 3. I didn't even make it to sleep. I was scrolling on my phone in the dark, and exactly at 3, my hallway light flicked on by itself. I froze. From my bed, I can see into the hallway. It's narrow, with this ugly yellow light and scuffed baseboards. At the very end of it, right where the wall turns, I saw the outline of a man. Not detailed, just darker than the dark. Taller than he should be, with shoulders slightly bent forward, like he was leaning to look. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe for a second. Then I jerked up, slammed my bedroom door, locked it, and sat with my back against it until the sun came up. When I opened the door, the hallway light was off. Night 4. I unscrewed the hallway bulb just before bed, just in case it was a wiring thing. I even flipped the hall switch a dozen times to make sure it wouldn't flicker on. At 3:06 a.m., my bedroom door cracked open on its own. What? I know, I shut it. I know I did. It opened just a few inches, slow and creaky like a horror movie. My cat, who normally hates the hallway and never goes out of the room at night, hissed at the gap in the door and then jumped off the bed and hid under it. He never hides. I stared at the door and saw nothing. Just a slice of hallway. No light, no shadow. Then something stepped into that slice of view. A leg. Oh no, a leg. Just from the knee down. Bare, pale skin, human. I slammed the door again and pushed my dresser in front of it. Night 5. I don't know why you're still here. I didn't sleep at all. I stayed up, lights on, TV on, scrolling endlessly. At 2:58 a.m., my TV cut to static. At 2:59, my phone glitched and froze. At 3, every light in my apartment turned off at once. Nope. I'm gone. I'm so gone. And I heard footsteps in the hallway. They were slow, like someone was dragging their feet. The sound got closer and closer to my bedroom door. I sat in the corner of the room, clutching my phone like it was a weapon. The footsteps stopped just on the other side. The doorknob rattled, not aggressively, like someone gently checking if it was locked. Then a voice, low and calm, right up against the wood. "You're closer now, too." What does that mean? I didn't answer. Eventually, the pressure went away. Power came back at 3:07. Today, I checked my hallway camera. Yeah, that's the part I haven't mentioned. I've had a cheap motion-activated camera in the hall this whole time, left over from when my ex and I thought we'd get a dog. Timestamps line up. Around 3 a.m. every night, the camera clicks on, the file starts, the hallway's empty. And then, frame by frame, you can see him, just at the end of the hall on night 1. A little closer on night 2, closer on 3. Last night's footage ends with him filling the frame, right up against the camera, but I can't see his face. It's just blurred static where his features would be. And this distorted audio. "You're closer now, too." I realized something. In night 1's footage, my bedroom door is further away down the hall. In each clip, my door is closer. Like the hallway is shrinking, both of us moving toward the middle. Tonight is night 6. I don't think there's going to be any hallway left. That's pretty creepy one. I mean, I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like, why would you stay in this apartment when this is happening? I mean, I get it's fiction, but like, come on now. Like, I don't know. Next one's from, I think, one of all of our favorite subreddits, r/time I fucked up. TIFU, by accidentally breaking up my friend's relationship via group chat. That's unfortunate. This happened yesterday, and my body is still producing secondhand embarrassment like it's a renewable energy source. So I, 24 male, have a group chat with some friends from college. Me, my best friend Jake, his girlfriend Lena, and our other buddy Marco. We mainly send memes and argue about which fast food fries are superior. Important context, I've been casually seeing this girl, we'll call her N. Things are going well, but not official. We text a lot, and I've been trying to be more emotionally expressive instead of emotionally constipated. Yesterday, I woke up to a sweet text from N. "Had a really good time last night. I like you." I melted. I typed this long, borderline cringe reply. "I like you too. I was actually overthinking if you were too good for me, lol. I deleted your number 3 times so I'd stop texting you, but here we are." Yeah, it is kind of cringe. Poured my little heart out, hit send. Except I didn't send it to N. I sent it to the college group chat. Yikes. I immediately realized and deleted it, but WhatsApp still shows this message was deleted within seconds. Lena sent eye emojis. "What did our boy delete?" Marco, "Drop the paragraph, coward." Jake, "I saw it before you deleted it." I wanted to die. I decided to own it. Sent that to the wrong person. My bad. My phone started ringing. It was Jake. I answered, and before I could say anything, he goes, "Bro, you deleted N's number 3 times?" I was confused. What? No, I meant this girl I'm seeing. Why would I delete N's number? Silence. Then he says very slowly, "You know Lena's been paranoid that I still talk to my ex, Nadia, right?" Nadia, also N. Suddenly, everything clicked in the worst possible way. Jake had only seen part of the message before I deleted it. The "I deleted your number 3 times" part. He thought I was admitting to texting his ex, not some unrelated girl whose name also starts with N. He hadn't confronted me. Instead, he'd shown the message to Lena as proof. I was secretly still talking to Nadia and covering for him. He thought I accidentally exposed us both. Lena had been quiet in the chat since morning. 4 hours later, she sent, "So, you've been lying to me for weeks. Both of you. I'm done." Then she left the group chat. Jake called me in full panic mode. I explained everything, even sent screenshots of the actual N, different name, different city, actual chat logs. He believed me. Then he said, I need you to tell her that. She blocked me on everything. So I spent my evening on a FaceTime call with Lena, trying to convince her that, yes, I am dumb, but not in the covering up for your boyfriend's ex way. Good news. She eventually believed me and agreed to talk to Jake. Bad news. Now, every time I try to write anything remotely sincere, the guy sends screenshots of my deleted message and captions like, I deleted your number 3 times, bro. TIFU by discovering there's a very thin line between being vulnerable and nuking your friend's relationship by accident. That's an unfortunate situation. I don't think I've ever been in a situation like this, but let me know if you guys have. I would be interested to hear and, maybe read it as a story. All right. Next one is from r/petty revenge. You want the lawn exactly 2 inches? Okay. I rent a small house in a quiet neighborhood. The downside is the HOA, which seems to be run by entirely retired people who believe grass length is a moral issue. I keep my lawn neat. Not perfect, but neat. I mow every week in summer, then one day I get a polite, but not really, note taped to my door. Your grass exceeds the 2-inch maximum height allowed by HOA regulation. Please correct within 48 hours to avoid fines. Dude, I could never live in a place like this. I would just want to break the rules. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Do you guys relate to that? 2 inches. I thought it was a typo. Who even measures that? Like, can you imagine somebody like walking up to your yard with like like a ruler and like measuring your grass actually? Like, who has that much time in the world? Apparently, my HOA president does. I saw him outside with a. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, this is what I just said. I saw him outside with a literal ruler, bending down and measuring a spot near my mailbox. I watched from my window like it was a nature documentary. Fine. I borrowed my uncle's professional mower, set the blade low, and cut the grass down to what I guess was slightly under 2 inches. I even edged the sidewalk. It looked like a golf course. Next day, another note. Certain patches are still over 2 inches, per regulation 4.2. This is your final warning. Ooh, I'd be so mad. I almost laughed, then I got petty. I went online, found the exact regulation document, printed it out, and highlighted the 2-inch requirement. Then I went and bought one of those small plastic signs people use for beware of dog, except mine said, grass height 2.00 inches, compliant with HOA regulation 4.2. Saturday morning, I spent an hour outside with a tape measure and a pair of scissors, literally trimming any rebellious blade. My neighbor came out, saw me kneeling in the grass snipping away, and started laughing so hard that he had to lean on his mailbox. We measured together, every few feet, just to be safe. Then I positioned the sign dead center on the lawn. Sure enough, HOA president comes by on his morning walk, stops, stares, reads the sign, looks at me, crouched in the grass with my tape measure. I smiled and said, would you like to verify with your ruler? He sputtered something about attitude and community standards and walked away. A week later, the HOA sent an email to all the residents saying they were reviewing the practicality of the 2-inch requirement and would temporarily suspend enforcement. My lawn is now a rebellious 3 inches tall. Feels luxurious. Man, so good to be at the heart of change, to be at the center of it and to be the cause. Kudos to this person. Here's one from r/glitch in the matrix. I watched a stranger repeat the same 5 seconds 3 times. Oh, God, that gives me the chills. This happened about 2 months ago, and I keep thinking about it. It's not dramatic, just wrong. I was sitting in a small cafe near my work during my lunch break. It's one of those places with big windows facing the street, so half the entertainment is just people watching. Across the street, there's a bus stop. A woman in a mustard-yellowed coat was standing there, holding a reusable grocery bag. Mid-30s maybe, nothing remarkable. I wasn't really paying attention to her until I saw her phone slip out of her coat pocket, hit the ground, and bounce once. She flinched, bent down, grabbed it, checked the screen, put it back in the pocket, adjusted her bag on her shoulder, and then turned her head to the right as a bus approached. But not her bus. She watched it pass, then went back to staring ahead. Okay, normal. Except maybe 10 seconds later, the same exact thing happened. Her phone slipped out of her pocket in the exact same way. Same angle, same bounce, same flinch. Same speed of bending down. Same way she adjusted the bag after putting the phone away. Same tilt of her head towards an approaching bus. The deja vu hit me so hard I felt physically weird. I thought maybe I just thought I saw it twice. But then it happened a third time. Slip, bounce, flinch, bend, grab, check pocket, bag adjust, head tilt. I put my coffee down and just stared. Okay, hear me out. Maybe this lady just drops her phone a lot. Like, I would ask this person, could they see if the phone screen was like shattered? Cause maybe they're just really clumsy and scared of buses. This time though, after she tilted her head toward the approaching bus, she froze. Her hand hovered near her pocket, like she suddenly realized something. She glanced down at the road, then around herself, then across the street. Our eyes met for a second. She looked absolutely terrified. She checked her pocket again. The phone was already in it. She patted it like she was making sure it was real. Then she stepped away from the bus stop entirely and walked down the street without getting on any bus, fast. The bus rolled by, didn't stop, and no one got on or off. I don't have an explanation. I wasn't tired or drunk. I wasn't on my phone. I watched it happen 3 times. Part of me wonders if she only noticed the loop on the third one. Part of me wonders how many times it happened before I started watching. Either way, I've changed seats in that cafe. I don't like facing that bus stop anymore. Yeah, that's creepy. All right, here we have one from r/relationship advice. My girlfriend has a locked room in her apartment, and I finally found out what's inside. I, 28 male, have been dating S, 27 female, for almost a year. We don't live together, but I stay over at her place a lot. Our apartment's pretty normal, 1 bedroom, small living room, tiny kitchen, narrow door in the hallway that's always locked. From the first time I went over, she said, "Oh, that's just my storage room, total disaster zone, I don't let anyone see it." Reasonable. I have a do not open closet too. But as months went by, I noticed she never opened it. Not once. I'd hear her open every other door. Bathroom, bedroom, hall closet, but never that one. No rummaging sounds, no in and out, just nothing. It got in my head. I never tried to open it. I know how that sounds, but sometimes I'd stare at the doorknob while brushing my teeth and wonder, drugs, secret pet, serial killer starter kit? A few weeks ago, I finally asked more directly. Me, what's actually in there? Her, honestly, it's embarrassing. Please don't make me show you yet. Me, is it a dead body? Her, worse, old me. I let it go, but that answer stuck. Yesterday, I came over after a pretty bad day at work. She had this weird, nervous energy. After a while, she said, "Okay, I want to show you the room, but you have to promise not to laugh or think I'm insane." I promised. She went to the hallway, took out a little key from a plant pot, apparently that's where she hides it, and unlocked the door. Inside was not what I expected at all. The room is about the size of a walk-in closet, floor to ceiling. Every wall is covered in cork boards, whiteboards, and pinned photos. Oh my gosh. There are sticky notes everywhere, strings connecting things, sketches, calendar grids. On the floor, boxes of notebooks, index cards, and printed drafts. At first glance, I thought, conspiracy theorist. Then I started reading. It's all story ideas. She's been building an insanely detailed fantasy world for years. Different character arcs, maps, timelines, invented languages, magic systems, political structures. There's a paper labeled Book 3 Final Act Emotional Beats with bullet points that made me emotional, and I don't even know these characters. In one corner, there's a stack of printed drafts with Book 1, V5, V6, V7, etc., each several hundred pages. She said, staring at the floor, I tell people I like reading. I don't tell them I've been secretly trying to write a 7-book series since I was 16, and I'm terrified it's all trash. That's why she called it Old Me. She said she locks the room when she feels like a failure and avoids it for months. I spent the next hour walking around that room, reading snippets, asking questions about characters, getting genuinely invested. At what point I said, wait, that twist is actually insane. You have to keep that. She started crying, like the quiet kind, not dramatic TV crying, and said, I always thought if anyone ever saw this, they'd think I was delusional. I told her a locked room full of creativity is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That she doesn't have to publish anything to be a real writer. That I'd read anything she lets me. Now she's talking about maybe posting a short scene on Reddit under a throwaway, just to see if strangers like it. Now the relationship advice part. How do I support her without pushing too hard? I don't want to become the "so did you write today" guy, but I also want her to know that room is something special that she can be proud of, not hide. You know, that actually, for some reason, I mean, based on the title, my girlfriend has a locked room in her apartment. I finally found out what's inside. That sounds like it's going to be a scary story, but yeah, no, that's not, that's actually like insanely wholesome. Anyways, that's all the Minecraft and Reddit stories I have for you today. I'm going to try to get these videos out at least 3 to 4 times a week when I can. Also, question, if you made it this far, would you guys join a Discord server if I made one? I'm thinking about having a buddy make one for me. Just let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, if you liked the video, drop a like and subscribe. If not, I don't know, go watch a Baby Jamie video. Peace.